Hello, guys. We're out today in Colchester town, and we're going to be doing interview questions on wealth inequality. Just general information. How long have you been in the UK?
Since birth.
Since birth. And in your own words, how would you describe wealth inequality?
In my own words,
What do you think it is?
shit. No,
Yeah,
shit.
fair. Do you think that it's a big issue in the UK?
Well, yeah, it's got to be in it. It's got to be much. I mean, it's not as bad as Africa and places like that, but it's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Do you think it's somewhat rooted in people's instincts to be greedy?
No, I think it's. I mean, I'm not far right or anything, but I think we ain't got the infrastructure for the migration we have in this country,
Fair enough.
and that makes.
So it's becoming a bit
Yeah,
unsustainable.
yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Have you personally experienced it yourself?
No, I've always worked hard for what I got.
Do you think it's changed over the years? Has it improved or got worse?
What is it? Yeah, I think there's definitely worse.
Got worse.
Yeah, definitely worse.
Yeah. What do you think are the main causes of it?
Main causes. Um, Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not a political person, and I don't really delve into things that much.
It's up to you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no.
Okay. And how do you think it really impacts people's lives, such as housing, education, job opportunities?
I was council estate my whole life. All right? I was born and bred council estate. One of the best things. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah. That was one of the best things for me, having that community and sense. People look at down at council estates, but it's just community.
Still people, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's what it is.
Um, okay. Do you think that the government does enough to address it, or do you think they have the capability to, or not?
I think they've got the capability to, but if you're chucking 22 billion over to a country that's richer than us, then they ain't got the priorities right, have they?
Fair enough. Yeah. Uh, Final thoughts. Do you think it's something that will always exist, or do you think it's something that can be reduced?
As long as there's people in power in any land or anywhere, there's always going to be people that want people to be beneath them. There's always going to be that.
Thank you. Hello there. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
We're just doing a quick survey today on wealth inequality in the UK.
Wealth and equality, yeah?
Wealth inequality, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
just some general information. How long have you been living in the UK?
About over 3 years
Over
now.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah,
How are you finding it?
good.
Good.
Yeah.
And in your words, how do you think? What do you think wealth inequality is? What comes to mind?
Having money and being equal to everybody else. I don't know. Creating equal wealth.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that inequality is somewhat rooted in people's human instincts to hoard resources and be a bit greedy? Do you think that's part of people's makeup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Because human beings are greedy in nature. Everybody wants to, take and, keep it to themselves. Nobody really wants to give. The
Yeah.
concept of giving is somehow an illusion.
Happens all over the world.
Yeah, everybody wants to keep it to themselves
Yeah.
when it comes to wealth. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you experienced wealth inequality?
Um, Not really, because I've not applied for anything really. I've just been going to work and getting my own money, my own little way. But yeah, not really. I wouldn't say yeah.
No.
No.
Do you think that it's changed over the years since this time that you've been in the UK? Have you noticed it getting worse, getting stagnation, or is it just how do you think?
I think it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting worse all over the world. But in the UK, probably yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't ask me to go back to where I'm coming from. I love the UK. I just think it's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Why do you think that?
Cause look around, people are still poor, even more poor, and people are getting way richer.
So people will get costs are more expensive and it's
Yeah,
getting
cost of
harder.
living is more expensive, and you just have to live by the shitty things at the shops. You don't get to buy the good things of life, the
You,
quality things.
you don't get paid enough.
Enough. No, you don't get paid enough money. You do so much work, and everyone is just depressed and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
clearly not me.
everyone. Yeah. Alright. Do you believe the UK government is doing enough to address these problems, or what do you think they could do? Just don't have to go too.
Honestly, I think that they're just doing their best, but the amount of people that really don't want to work, it's annoying. So the taxpayers' money goes to the people that don't
That's a
want
good
to
point,
work,
yeah.
and the government is trying their best to not, look down on mental health, and therefore it's just the government is doing the best, but sometimes the people as well is contributing to it.
Do you think that it's always going to be here, the wealth inequality, because of this thing like
It
it's
will
rooted in
always be
instincts?
here.
Do you think
Yeah,
it just could be reduced mainly?
it would always be around
Yeah.
for a long time.
So that's it. Is there anything that you would like to add to the topic?
Today is my birthday. That's what I
Thank you
want to
very much.
add.
Yes, probably normal. I mean, in your own words, how would you define wealth inequality?
Well, some people have more than others. Um, it's could be financial, but I guess it's also your opportunities that you have in life. So whether that's schools, if you have access to a car, um, you know, whether you're sort of taken to the theatre,
Yeah, so you
cinema,
don't
that
just
kind
see
of
it
thing.
as a money thing; it's
No,
social as
life
well.
chances and
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, do you think it's a major issue in the UK?
Yes. Huge.
Yeah. Why would you? What makes you think that?
I think that it's more divided now, and I think probably whoever you speak to of an older generation would say there's more people who have a smaller proportion of people who have a lot, and there's a lot of people who don't have access to much at all. And I think things like, if you look at sort of things that have been privatised, so like the split in the NHS system, that they're trying to sort of encourage people to go private, but if you can't afford to go private, it's very difficult to sometimes get treatment, dentists, um, even things like railways. Like my son's 17, and he was talking about going to London for the day this week, and when we worked out it's like £50, when you got your train fare and go out for something to eat. He decided he couldn't go. You can afford to go.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And then, what's the next question? Do you think it's like somewhat rooted in human instincts? Like people are naturally more greedy and not wanting to help others?
Oh, well, like a survival of the fittest type thing.
In a way, yeah.
A little bit. I think you're in, I don't know, like a capitalist society, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're that's how people operate in a way. Really, it's like who can. Yeah, it's all about money. So everyone's always on the sort of like, how do I get more money? How do I get this? It's quite hard to sort of take yourself out of that system and just
Yeah.
sort of like be able to sort of concentrate on, helping other people. Unless you're got lots of money, I suppose you haven't got the time or the capacity to just focus on that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you personally experienced any inequality through wealth or anything, or witnessed it from anyone else?
Oh, I suppose you don't have to be part of it to see it every day, do you? People who go to private school, the different standards of housing, um, travelling, different opportunities. The fact that it's £30 to go to the theatre, it's £25 to go to London on the train.
Yeah.
It's can't get a dentist. My son, we used to live in London, and he didn't even get into primary school.
Oh, okay.
We either had to travel further away. We ended up moving back here so that he could even just get a place in a school.
Wow, okay. And then do you think it's gotten worse or improved over years?
I think it's more divided now than it used to be. There's certain things, I suppose, that like with the internet and stuff like that, there's a lot of levelling out, and most, like anyone could maybe set up an internet business if they wanted to, or so that kind of thing is more open to everybody. But I definitely think there's more of a divide between the haves and have-nots.
Yeah, that makes sense. What do you think are the main causes of wealth and inequality in the UK?
Gosh. I don't know, the I don't know really what the main causes are. I think that successive governments haven't invested in like the NHS, haven't invested in schools, transport, and they've just like everything feels like it's sort of been run into the ground. And like the NHS is sort of operating on a shoestring now.
That actually follows into our next question: is do you believe UK government is doing enough to help with wealth inequality?
I don't think the Labour Party's been in long enough to really be able to judge. And it's always it's not a quick fix. You can't sort that sort of thing out like in 6 months. It probably takes 10 years.
What if you go about the Tory party and what they were doing? Do you think they were doing enough?
No, they just look after themselves.
Fair enough. And then some final thoughts. Is there anything you want to add to this?
I think given the opportunity, most people would be really helpful. Want to help each other. And I don't think we are an individual society. I think people do want to be with other people and help one another if they're given more of an opportunity and like encouragement, really. And sort of sometimes I think the news plays a really bad part. It's always so negative. Whereas if you go to like other countries in Europe, they're kind of really positive about where they live.
Yeah.
And I feel that there's also a kind of like the news is always like, there's been this murder and there's all these terrible things happening. They should be a little bit more positive about Colchester or the wider area and just make people feel a bit better about
Tell me
themselves.
what your name is.
Harrison.
How long have you been in the UK, mate?
My whole life for like
whole life.
14 years.
What do you think wealth inequality is?
Pardon?
What do you think wealth inequality is? What comes to mind?
Like people with money but equal money. I don't know.
So maybe people who have money and then some people who don't.
Yeah,
Do you think that it's an issue in the UK?
yeah.
What makes you say that?
Because of homeless people,
Yeah.
and there's not enough care for them.
Do you see them around in Colchester?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Yeah. Do you think that is somewhat rooted in people being greedy and some people not?
Yeah. I actually think yeah.
Do you think it's changed over the years, or do you think it's improved or got worse?
I think it's got worse.
Got worse, yeah. What do you think are the main causes of it?
Money, like loss of money and jobs.
It's good, yeah. That's good. It's on the right track. How do you think wealth inequality impacts people's daily lives, such as their education or jobs?
They won't have like the knowledge to like get a good job and the job they want.
Yep, very good, very good. Do you know much about like what the government are doing to address it, or like do you think what do you think if you were the government, what would you do?
I would like, I don't know, give them like a shelter, or at least just a shelter.
Yeah, fair enough. And that's it. Do you want to add anything else?
No, I think that's it.